a lot of people, when they start working with the spirit world or with your mediumship, your sensitivity, your psychic abilities, are usually getting tired, some of them say. I'm so drained after I've been doing a couple of sittings. I'm so exhausted. Well, in my opinion, then you might not doing it totally right. And it's the same when you give healing. If you give from yourself, it's called magnetic healing. And if you just start a channel, when you let the healing energy from the spirit world go through you to the patient, it's really not tiring whatsoever. You get energy. So, but if you're taking from your own energy, you will get drained. The client will be uplifted as well because it's energy and you're giving it to them freely, but it won't last like spiritual healing, in my understanding. And I give you an example. Let's say you get a phone call and they say some of your family members at the hospital, they gone in with the ambulance and it's a crisis. And immediately your emotional system hits, oh my God, I hope nothing is too serious. I hope they'll be all right tonight. All your focus, all your worry, all your anxiousness is focused on that person. And before you're coming up there and you can see for yourself that everything is fine, it's a lot of energy and a lot of worrying and a lot of going on. So when you're finally coming up and see that they're fine and you're relaxing, everything is all right, they're going to be fine. It won't take many minutes and you become quite tired, or when you leave, because you have wasted all that energy, your physical energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, You're just giving it a worry, and freely, of course, as well. But the client, where you're coming up to, might be, I'm feeling quite right now. I'm quite alert. My mind is alert and everything, Yeah, because they got all your energy and you going home being, dead. So just a short example. And when we're working with other clients, if I do intuitive readings, when I read your auric field, which is your soul illuminations, who comes out in colors in your auric field, if I do that for a day, I'm quite tired, mentally tired afterwards, because I'm using my energy and I'm using my mental energy, my emotional energy. I'm using myself to understand the energy that I see and feel around you. But if I bring spirit in, I usually get very uplifted and I usually get high. It's like a drug. But yes, you can get tired even if you're working with the spirit world, but it's a different tiredness. And the tiredness usually come because of your worriness beforehand, or that you're still putting a lot of pressure on you between the sittings or before you should have a sitting. So when you are finished and it goes well, you're high for a while, but then you're still getting a little bit tired. But I want to tell you all that you are the boss. When you are sensitive, I have never met anybody who doesn't take a trip to IKEA who is not tired in the mind when they're coming out, because of all the lighting, the buzzing of the people, the different energies. But if I tell myself, this is going to be a hard work, oh my God, I'm going to IKEA again and all these people, all that noise. If I start with that attitude, I'm 10 times tired when I'm coming out from there. So it's very important to realize you are in charge. I decide how much energy I will waste on certain situations. And I think you come to a point where I used to say that I'm quite cold. And I don't mean that I'm cold that I don't care about people, but I'm not a sponge and picking up all the people's energy anymore. I'm quite closed off when I'm not working, because that's been how I survived, more or less. Because if I'm open all the time and my mind is curious all the time, it's very tiring. And I don't want that. So I separate my work to my normal self very clearly, distinctively. When I'm working, I'm working. When I'm not working, I'm not even thinking of the spirit world, mostly. And the reason for that is I am also a human being, even though my passion is to be in service. And I love the spirit world. It's part of me. But I'm also a human being. and I need to be a human being. I love watching the television. I love being out watching the lake and being out fishing or whatever, but I need normal human things in my life as well. And I think it's good to have that balance. So when I stop being curious about the spirit world on my ordinary daytime, so to speak, all my sensations and a lot of things that was going on and happened around me also disappeared. It got quiet, because I wasn't there with my energy and my curious mind to open up for different things all the time. I'm just shutting down and I'm leaving that world behind me. So if you feel that you get buggered from the spirit world, for example, that they don't leave you alone, they pester you, they come around, it's your job to be the boss here, to shut down, tell them to leave you alone and ignore the spirit world. That's your job, because they will have respect for you. But if you're curious and suddenly go, oh, I wonder if they're here anyway, you open that window to them immediately, So you are the boss, you are in charge. Remember that, and you will never be disturbed if you don't have to. So you're the boss, be the boss, and it will be much easier for you as well. So thank you, bye.